Hello guys!
Hey, welcome back!
So in this video we're going to make a keto bread without the egg taste. And this is a very special video because the most viewed video on the channel is a bread video. You're gonna see the link here.
Check it out.
Exactly, but I hate to say that this bread is actually a lot better than that bread.
It tastes better.
And we have gotten a lot of complaints about the egg taste of the bread dough. And a lot of people have been asking if there is a keto bread without eggs or without egg taste. And we always said no until we found this one. The only warning that I need to give you is it's around 4 grams of carbs per slice.
But we will have an exact calculation on the end.
Yeah, we will do an exact calculation on the end, but I don't think you can eat more than 2 slices, otherwise you do go out of ketosis, but it doesn't change the fact that this bread is still amazing. So,
and tastes very good.
Let's go and cook it. Oh yeah, and subscribe.
Bake it.
But bake it. We're gonna bake the bread. Alright guys.
And you need the following ingredients. 1 cup of almond flour, 1 cup of arrowroot flour, and then you need 1/3 of a cup of almond flour. You need 2 teaspoons of maple syrup, and you don't have to worry about the sugar because your dry yeast will eat your maple syrup. You need 1.5 teaspoons of Celtic sea salt, 1.5 tablespoons finely grounded chia seeds. If you don't have this form, then you use a coffee grinder or a hand mixer and make it into this powder form. And then you need 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk. Dry yeast, you will need 2 teaspoons if you are in the US. If you are in Europe, you wanna go with 2 tablespoons because that's what makes the bread to raise. And then you need 1 cup and 1/4 of a cup warm water between 105 and 110 Fahrenheit. And actually this is so important that I constantly ruin the bread, and then I invested $9 into this little kitchen gadget to see the temperature, and you need to have the water between 105 and 110 Fahrenheit. And I would say we are very good, it's 109.5, very good. It's time to make the bread. Okay, what you do, you mix all your flours in another bowl, it's like this one. Probably need a spoon. And you add your salt as well. And then you whisk it, just mix them together. This is a low carb bread, however, arrowroot it's high carb for like an average keto, I would say, but it's still low on the glycemic index, meaning it will not make a big insulin spike. Alright, so this is whisked together very well combined. And now you take your perfectly temperatured water and you add the maple syrup, just like this. And then you mix it. Maybe we even take out what's left. Yes. Okay, so when this is done, then you need 2 tablespoons of dry yeast if you are European. If you are in the US, you use 2 teaspoons.
It's because the gravity is different. The bread comes up different in EU.
No, I don't know why. I used the original recipe and my bread didn't raise whatsoever. And then I went with 2 tablespoons and then it was just like in the original recipe. So this is what you do. And then you mix this up nicely. You whisk it as much as possible. And now you just keep it on a warm place. Warm place means you keep it here. So you don't put it anywhere cold. You are not touching it, and you just wait exactly 10 minutes and wait until the yeast eats the maple syrup, and you will see small bubbles coming up, and it's going to be just very foamy. Ta-da! This is what you need to get. That's the end product, this super foamy. Basically what happened that the yeast eat the maple syrup, and then you got these little gases, and that's gonna raise your bread. So if you didn't get this, you need to restart because your entire bread will be ruined. So anyway, when you get to this point, then you whisk it. Exactly, and then you add your chia and your psyllium husk, and you mix it together. And then you will wait a minute or two and you will get a very jelly type something out of this. And if you don't have this super fancy tool for $9, then from boiling point to get to the right temperature is 23 minutes to be precise. So if you don't have it, just boil your water, wait 23 minutes and you're probably good to go. So now you whisk it again. You see, it's very jelly type. And now you will add this to your mixture, just like this. And then you mix it together. At some point, you will have to use your hands. Just make sure you wash your hands. It's important.
Make sure you don't lose your nails.
Yes.
Into the dough.
Then you just work this together. Sometimes I need to add extra water, like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. But we'll see how this will go.
So you definitely burn some calories making this bread.
Totally. You have to work. Make it a real dough. I will add a tiny little bit of water like this to get the leftover flour and really work this together. It's a full workout to make this bread. Okay, I think we are definitely getting a dough out of it. It looks like a real dough. So now in the original recipe, they said that you should put it into a smaller bowl, but honestly I did this 8 times by now to make it perfect for you, and there is no point. So you cover your dough with a tablecloth just like this, and then you put it into a warm place that is not a cold place. So perfect place example, if you have a double oven, I usually preheat my oven for the baking time, and then the oven below it's not hot, but it's not cold. It's a perfect place. So you can put it in here for an hour, or another good place, this cupboard. This is a bit of warmer cupboard for some reason, and that would work fine. But this time I will just put it in my second oven, and this is not on, and I will leave it here for 1 hour. I even put on the timer so I remember. And then you just let it rest, and then when 1 hour went by, it should double in size.
So just to recap, this is not on. This is
Like we
being
are preheating, yeah.
And it's just warm. It's very important that, because you kill the yeast if it's...
Yeah, so it's not hot, it's just a warm place. Yes, see you in an hour. Okay, so our dough soon is done, 4 more minutes to go. And in the meantime, as you saw, I preheated the oven. You put it on 100 Celsius. What is on the screen? How much Fahrenheit is that? And then I put in my baking sheet into the tray because you want to preheat that or keep it warm. And now we're gonna check on our dough. Look, it's growing. It's a bit bigger than it was. So now we will take this out and make 2 little buns out of it. You can use another baking paper. I have the last one in the oven. And then you form a little loaf out of this. If you want, you can make one bigger bread. And then I am going little lines on top, so it's really like a bread, like a small bread. Alright, and when you did this, you will use 1 egg yolk, whisk it, and then brush the outside of your loaves with 1 egg yolk, and that will give a nice color. Alright, and now we will place them into the oven. Okay. And and then we are going to bake them for about 40 minutes. The baking time varies and totally depends on your oven. I usually bake them for 40 minutes on 100 degrees, but maybe you need to do it for 30 minutes. Just keep an eye on it and see how it goes for you. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, so it was the original time, and then I put it to 200 degrees to get a nice crisp for 30 minutes, and it's still a little sticky if I do a toothpick test, so I will leave it in for another 15 minutes, I think. Now this is done, and all in all we baked them for 40 minutes on 100 degrees and then for 45 minutes on 200 degrees, and now they are perfectly done. Okay, so now you need to wait until they fully cool down, otherwise they will be very gummy in the inside. So I will come back to you when they cool down. Okay guys, welcome back. It's a couple of hours went by and now the breads are done. We got these beautiful loaves from the dough and I'm gonna slice up. We're gonna see how much is one slice in carbs. And the reason you want to wait until they cool down, because otherwise they will be very gummy. And now you see it's a real bread texture. It looks pretty good.
And you can toast this bread. We have
sandwiches. Yeah, you can do a lot of stuff. So you can see it sliced very well and it looks pretty good. And we measured it. One of these slice is 9 grams, 9 net carbs. So I would say that this bread recipe we are reviewing, it's very tasty, very much like bread. But if you are going for weight loss and you're not maintaining, I would say stay away from this bread. If you are maintaining,
or max one slice.
Or max one slice. But the problem is, this is so tasty that you can't stop it at one slice. So I would say maintenance, probably 2. If you are losing weight or in your weight loss journey, 1 slice, just like this. But you will be not able to stop, so maybe don't make it. And then we will put the original recipe in the description box below as well, so you see which recipe did we review. Okay, so you can get 8 slices of bread out of 1 bread loaf like this one, so all in all you would get 16. And in my next video I'm gonna give you 3 different keto friendly toppings to this bread, so stay tuned for that and see you in my next video. Bye bye.